Welcome to the ShowGirl Stretch, back in the morning times on Thursdays. If you've been following me around, thanks for your flexibility. Let's get into some flexibility of our bodies, shall we? My hips are super tight today, so that means you get to stretch your hips too. Yay! So feet hip width apart, nice bend in the knees, and we're just going to start by swaying our hips, making a little upside down rainbow with our hips. So letting them dip down and then kind of pulling up. Starting to get some warmth and movement there. Tailbone is pointing straight down to the ground. And your feet are staying on the ground, the heels on the ground too. So we're really getting movement here. Warming that area up. Nice. Let's take a big step out. And then we're going to do some circles. So pushing your hips forward. Actually, first let's just rock that back and forth. Let's do that. That felt really good. Let me get some space in the hip flexors. So as you go back, navel stays to spine. And I'm kind of rocking my whole body. So I don't want to be just like, I'm going back and forth. Preparation for making some big hip circles and trying to keep the low back kind of flattened, actually. So warming up the core too. Now let's push it out to a side, pull it back, and a side, and push. Ooh, go nice and slow, getting into all the areas that need stretching. I feel like I have a lot of them today. Sitting at my desk a whole lot yesterday, working on some cool stuff for all of you. Lots of writing and planning. And then we went kayaking, which was awesome, but also a lot of sitting. I've changed hip directions in case you didn't catch it. Good, just to move it around, huh? Nice. Feet coming back together. We're gonna bend, pushing in the ground on one leg. So this hip is kind of slumping down to the ground, and then stretch opposite arm up. So really pushing, pushing, pushing. Might feel it in your calf also. Remember, your shoulder stays down even when your arm goes up. And let's switch to the other side. So pushing that hip down. Trying to keep the hips squared, but mine always wants to rotate. So keeping those hips down. Hopefully getting some nice space in your upper hip there. Ooh. Nice. And now let's just bump it out side, side. So a little bit flatter in our movement, just across the front. Nice. All right, we're gonna take it up top because we don't want to forget that area. So chest just sliding side, side. So stand square. Just pushing the ribs over from side to side. You got some muscles involved up there that go all the way down into your hips. Warm it up too. Nice. Come to center and let's slide forward and back. Forward. So the elbows are going along for the ride, but they're not doing work. Yeah. Breathing. Nice. Come forward. Side, back, side, forward. So first we'll do a diamond, and then we'll circle it out. Nice. Circle it out. So ideally the hips are staying pretty much in the same place, and it's just your chest. Take it slow through anywhere that's feeling sort of stuck. Ooh, I'm having a spot like that myself. Coming back to center, let's go the other direction. So forward, side, center, side, forward. Nice, and rotate it around. Drawing a circle on the ground. One side probably feels easier than the other, and that is cool. If you have time later, go back and do the side that felt weird. Nice. All right, big arm circles. Bend the knees if you want to keep that area warming up as you circle. And forward. Showing the full range of motion. Nice. And shoulder circles. So first they're together. Elbows are staying straight. So you can put your arms out to the sides a little bit more if you need that. Nice. And then coming forward. Nice. And then let's go one and then the other. So one shoulder goes back and the other goes back. Some nice space in your upper back there. Nice. And then forward. Do all the directions, right? All right, for a moment, let's take it up to our neck. So make sure that your neck is kind of in alignment with your shoulders. So we're not out like this. We're kind of pulled back a little bit more with the chin, but not tilting or tilting, okay? Nice and level. And let's just drop ear to shoulder. Nice and easy, not straining. Springing movement there. Maybe your neck cracks like mine did. Nice, come to center and then just rotate. So chin's basically going over a shoulder. Nice. Come to center, let's drop it to the chest and then look up. Chest, look up. Nice, drop it to the chest and just roll one ear and then roll over. Oy. Some tight shoulder business too. Nice, and coming to center. Beautiful. Let's do a little bit of rotating our chests here. Kind of heading toward a chest shimmy. So we'll first start out, arms crossed over here, and just turning your ribs from side to side. So rotating around your spine. You can bend your knees and push into your feet. If you prefer your hips, don't move. Just kind of one elbow comes forward and then the other. And then take your hands out to your shoulders. Same movement. Rotating the chest. Keeping lifted under the arms, the upper arms, extend out, and you can go a little faster and a little smaller. Arms are curved forward, not straight out to a side, and we're keeping the lift under the upper arms to help give space for movement for the chest. Go ahead and step and touch. Sometimes it's easier to let your chest go when you have something else to do. Because the real trick to shimmying fast in your chest and your hips, honestly, is being loose. How much can you let it go? Nice. Release that and just let your arms flop as you rotate from side to side. Nice. All right, let's bring it back down to the hips. So we're going to push feet into the ground, bend your knees deeply, using your obliques to pull up side to side. It just occurred to me I'm doing the dance teacher wearing all black thing. Sorry, I hope you can see everything. So your hip is kind of coming up to your rib. My head is not changing levels, it's just down here. So it requires a lot of bend in the knees to make it happen. And a lot of work in your obliques. Yay, obliques. Fun, all right. We're gonna try some other kinds of hip circles and movements to get us warmed up a little bit more before we stretch. So I'm gonna go catty corner so you can see. You're welcome to go straight on. Perching one toe, sitting straight down. So not poking a hip out to the side, that will hurt your hip. I've tested that for you, you're welcome. We're gonna bend down again. If I do this, you can see. And I'm gonna push my hip back, use my oblique to pull it up, set it down in front, and let it go down. So making a circle. And you can do cute little arms if you want. So for me on this hip, it's a little easier to go to the back. So stiff still though. You might find it's easier to start going forward. Awesome, let's try the other side. So perch your toe, sit down into it, push it back, pull it up, forward, and down. This hip isn't as tight for me, which is fun because this is usually my tight hip. All right, go to your half pin-up arm if you like. And you're welcome to experiment with how far apart your feet are. You can put it real close or step it further apart. It's kind of up to you. What works? Awesome. All right, let's do some hip shimmies. So, feet either close together or about hip width apart. On stage, I would probably have my feet closer together. Right now, I'm just gonna go here because it's what's more comfortable right now. Be comfortable. So being bent down here, we're gonna push back a quad without locking your knee. Okay, so keep going, push it back, and then you're gonna go a little faster. So knees never fully lock out, and you just keep working faster and faster and faster. And your butt's probably jiggling, your belly might be jiggling, your chest might be jiggling, your arms might be jiggling. All the jiggle. Enjoy it. Feels so nice, that vibration. It's also an awesome way just to like release stuff, right? If you don't want to carry it, someone's throwing some crap on you, shimmy it off. You don't need to hold it, just like animals, right? They just shake it all off when they don't need it. Woo. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. It's a great warm up. Nice. All right, let's try another kind of, we call it a vibration in belly dance, but it's sort of a shimmy. It's like a shimmy together. So both legs together are gonna bend and straighten. And you just keep going. And eventually, you're hoping that it's just happening in your booty and maybe your belly and your chest, but not all of you. So it's tiny, tiny bends. You can make noises. You're at home. Nobody can know. Nice. All right. Woo. My legs are warm. Your legs warm? Let's put one leg back. I'll do my leg that's to you. Make sure that your heels are both on the ground. We're gonna try and get the back of the legs stretched out a little bit here first. Hips are going down to the ground, not poking out. Arms up if you would like a little bit more. Grab the wrist that's toward the camera and then tilt away as you push down into your feet. Woo, that feels good on the side. Just breathing there, pushing down into your feet. And let's stretch it out a little bit more. This time, Do let your toes come up. And then let's just lift and lower. There. Get some more movement. Nice. And then push down into it. We're getting some nice opening in your hip flexors in the front. And push down into your leg that's bent in front of you, or raise your arms up. Tailbone still tucked under. Oh, so tight there. Circle around. Let's come forward. So, hands on the thighs, maybe your shins, or maybe the mat down below. As long as your back is straight. Extending from your tailbone all the way out to the top of your head. Whew. So not such a far distance apart this time. Hips both squared. Wiggle if you need to. My glute is not interested in releasing right now. I'm just gonna keep wiggling it, convincing it it's totally cool to do that. Nice. And then bend your legs, drop your head, let's roll it up. And rotate to the other side. So, not such a far distance to start. Hips, knees, toes squared. Pushing into that leg. Hopefully your calf's getting a nice stretch right now. Tailbone pointing down to the ground. Go ahead. Grab that wrist that's toward the camera and then turn away from it. I'm so happy you all are here to make me stretch. I needed it. Awesome. Inhale, coming up. Stretch it a little bit longer. Sit a little deeper there to that hip flexor. I might need more this week. So Wednesdays and Saturdays, our High Priestess of Booty Booty, Charlie Sharp, does 2 classes. The Thick Thighs Torque Shop, which is a ton of fun, and Bendy for All Bodies. So if you take both classes, you get an incredible workout and super full body stretch. And I think that you need to get in there. Nice, releasing that, and then bring that back leg in a little bit, extending out. Just making sure your back is staying nice and straight. Extending from your head down to your tailbone. Wiggle if you need to. Step that back foot forward, bend your knees still, and then hang over, grab opposite elbows. So even if you can reach the ground, right now just bend your knees. We're actually stretching our upper back out. Let it hang. And just start to drop down to the ground. And now if you like, you can release your hands to the ground, your shins, thighs, and start pushing your legs straight. Maybe walking them out a little bit. Low, tight hamstrings. Nice. And now starting to make our way to a downward dog. So you might want to bend. So you can get your hands to the floor. Pressing out, roll the shoulders so that we're not having shoulders up around our ears. Releasing your neck, pushing way back into your heels. You can pedal there if you like, walk one and then the other. We're going to start making our way down to the ground. So whoever is comfortable for you to come to the ground. I have a very bruised knee from kayaking last week. I got the fun of dumping out of my boat and being dragged across rocks. Yay! It's okay. They're river winds, right? I can take it. If you're gonna be a river person, you gotta be ready for that. Some of that. All right. In a straddle, sitting up nice and tall, and we're just gonna slide from one side to the other. Get some of that movement here. Nice. Beautiful, and then coming forward, so spine staying nice and straight here. If you start folding over, that's where you back off and you come up. Just make sure your spine can stay nice and straight. Even if you're all the way up here, then you're pushing into the ground to keep your spine nice and straight. You are absolutely stretching. Breathing. Coming down further as your body opens. You can keep wiggling in those hips. Knees and toes staying straight up to the ceiling for now. And now point and see if you can push your legs down into the ground a little bit more. So even pointed, the backs of your legs stays on the ground. Nice, and then flex, point, push the backs of your legs down into the ground. Nice, flex, come on up. We're gonna rotate our body first and then start to walk down to one side. So the goal is chest coming down. Giving that nice, long, straight spine. Wiggling, let your body know it's super cool to soften and stretch. And now point here, push the backs of the legs down into the ground. Oh, hello. Hip on the opposite side. Flexing here. Maybe you're coming down a little bit lower. Point. Flex. Bring it back up. Center it. And then we're going to rotate from the waist. Down, 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 down. Pushing your legs down into the ground. Nice rooted feeling. Flexing. You got a little bit more space. Point. Down, down, down. Flexing. Good stuff. Is it as good for you as it is for me? I hope so. Grab me back. Tell me if it's working for you. All right, coming up, let's lean back. And point knees to the ceiling and then just rotate your hips a little bit here. Enjoy that space. Nice, and then we're gonna cross. I'm putting right leg in front, super doesn't matter. Flexing your feet and coming forward. Trying to stay balanced between both butt cheeks, so both of them are equally on the ground. Ooh. Low hips. If you're feeling a lot of tightness there, try softening your jaw. Folding down a bit more. Inhale, bring it on up. We're gonna inhale, rotate to the direction of your front leg. Sitting up nice and straight. Balloon breath into your lungs. So every side expanding. And rotate back to the front. Inhale here. Exhale to the other side. Backhand pushing you up nice and tall. Both knees still dropping to the ground. Back to the front. We're gonna lean back again. Wobble those legs. And then we're gonna take whichever leg was in front and cross it. So we kind of got the figure four top part on the top of our leg. So the knee is pushing down, the foot is flexed. And then just keep bringing your front foot in closer until you get a nice stretch there. Breathing, enjoying that. If this isn't enough, you are welcome to put your foot down and then cradle your bent leg in your arm. I don't think my hip's going there right now. It's that tight. Nice, lean back a little bit more, release that, and then I'm putting my left foot in front. Coming down, nice extended spine, balanced in both sides of the body. Releasing your jaw, releasing your hips. Breathing, enjoying the softness. And then inhaling up, we're gonna take a moment, settle. Inhale and rotate toward that front leg. Again, breathing into all the sides of your lungs. The front, the back. Inhaling to the front, exhale, inhale, exhale, rotate again from low in the waist. Ooh. Inhaling, back to the front, settle there for a second, lean on back. Left foot is gonna come up, knee is pushing toward the camera, toward me, foot stays flexed as you scoot your upright leg in toward your butt. Breathe, enjoy, wiggle. So much releasing there. Nice. And releasing that, you're welcome to wiggle your legs back and forth, kind of windshield wiper style for a moment. Realize, oh, I'm like enjoying the stretch so much I don't want to stop, but I did promise you all a certain time container. So for now, One leg is bent in front, one leg is kind of bent back. And just trying to set evenly between both of them. Booty cheeks staying on the ground. And then come forward. It's probably not going to be very far, but just come forward. Breathing into that. Oh my. It's like I cannot multitask today. Okay, I'm trying to shuffle them up really well because I feel like we've been getting a lot of the same cards, which is interesting. And I'm just wondering if, maybe there are some others that we need to consider. So sending your energies through. What do we need for the coming week, beauties? Okay, got quiet just in time. All right, we're gonna lean back, swap of the legs. And coming forward, enjoying that stretch. Excuse me. Left hand is a little bit more receptive, so let's see. Tune in better. There she is. She is over here. She's here. Abundantia. I'm gonna have to look at the pronunciation of that. Prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. That's lovely. All right, beauties. Switch your legs however you like. Whatever position is comfortable for you. I'm gonna do one of these super attractive ones. Let's see. Abundantia. Abundantia. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You are very powerful, and I'm here to support your growing power. It's right for you to receive this help as we function as a team. I've heard your prayers, worries, and affirmations. I'm pouring my cornucopia of prosperity upon you now, so expect unforeseen windfalls and gifts. Notice the new ideas, feelings, and visions within you. This guidance gives you clear direction about actions to take in conjunction with my assistance. Together, we're unstoppable. Well, that's delightful. Please, if things like this show up for you in the coming week, post and tell us about it. Meanings of this card. Be open to receiving. A new windfall of money is coming to you. You have nothing to worry about. Your new venture will be financially successful. Visualize and affirm abundance. Abundance comes to you in many ways, including extra time, support, and ideas. Abundantia is a beautiful Roman and Norse goddess of prosperity, success, and abundance, who is said to bring good fortune and financial windfalls to all who call upon her. She carries a cornucopia of golden coins, which trail behind her wherever she goes. Sort of like glitter. One sign that she's with you is that you'll find lots of spare change in unlikely locations. And rest assured that Abundantia brings more than pocket money to those who call upon her. She bestows all kinds of prosperity, including increased amounts of time, ideas, and other forms of support. Well, that is wonderful and beautiful. May it be so for all of us. And I can't wait to hear how it is for you. In our Becoming Babelicious program, we have been talking about the importance of gratitude in realizing how abundant your world actually is. So taking time, any moment that things are flowing, to be grateful and appreciate that, making daily lists, to remind you of things, and especially when times are hard, it's important to get into your gratitude. It really helps shift yourself into a space of appreciation, receiving, and positivity, rather than continuing to tell the story of frustration or lack that you're in. So, not that times, you don't want to ignore difficult times, but when you're done being in that, processing it, feeling that, and you're ready to move out into a new space, getting into gratitude can really help and make a tremendous difference there. If you work with that idea, I would love to hear about it, how it goes for you. Coming up in the Showgirl Temple, like I said, Wednesdays and Saturdays, Charlie Sharp has her awesome classes, Thick Thighs Torque Shop and Bendy for All Bodies. I will be doing Tuesday Tease Tips in the Reconnect with Body Magic group, Thursday Showgirl Stretch, and then Saturday the 25th, which I think is sort of 2 weeks away, a little less than 2 weeks away, our High Priestess of Glam, Vanity Thorn, will be taking us through a glam shot photo workshop. So the first portion is makeup for stage and photo, which is super helpful. And then the second portion is actually her directing you via Zoom through a home photo shoot and to get some really beautiful pictures. So check that out. Drop us any questions if you have it. Links are in bio, also at showgirltemple.com. And of course, your questions in Reconnect with Body Magic are welcome anytime. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and that I'll see you sooner than later.